Hi, I'm Skilla and this is Nerd Stuff with Skilla, and today I'm going to be talking about the finale of American Horror Story Cult called Great Again. Now, obviously that's a reference to Make America Great Again. We'll see how it ties into the episode. If you are scared of spoilers, please do not watch this video until you have watched the finale or the whole season or whatever you're not caught up on. This episode begins with Kai in prison with a chest tattoo, an arm tattoo. He's being accosted by these two Aryan race dudes. One of them turns on the other and stabs him in the back, and then Kai makes the other one sacrifice to himself to the cause because he was with Kai the whole time. He was just playing a role, I suppose, in order to get the other guy cut. And he gives Kai this like karambit looking knife. Kai in the prison yard as a young dude approaches him asking to join his cult for protection, and he pinky powers with him, and then he starts telling the story of how he ended up in prison. And we see that the night of 1,000 Tates has turned into a night of 100 Tates because it's a lot easier for his like 50 some odd guys to kill 100 people than it is to kill 1,000. He goes through this horrifying speech about how you need to kill the husband, the baby, and the mother, and exactly how to do it and make the statement so that they can enrage all of the people in the country so that they don't vote for incumbents anymore because they have not served the purpose of protecting the people. Allie and Beverly in the kitchen preparing food for everybody, and Beverly's begging Allie to kill her, and it is awful. And Allie's just like, hang in there for just a little while longer, girl. We're gonna make it out of here. She tells him that Speedwagon was a mole and that he killed Winter for no reason, and Kai starts to lose it, and she's like, hey, calm down, man. We're going to make the world that you wanted to make for your sister. And I think it's really interesting that when she was kind of interrogating Ivy about why she joined the cult, it kind of came down to she was just looking for a daddy. And I think that what Kai has been looking for this whole time is a mommy. His mother killed herself in front of him, and he latches onto any female figure that he can, even though he clearly hates women. He latched onto BB, he's latching onto Allie, he tries to charm women around him into being a motherly figure for him. He wants the women to cook for him and to take care of him. We even see Allie feed him an Adderall in this episode, giving him medicine, you know, like a mother would. He invigorates his group of blue shirts by saying, let's take some vitamin A, and that is clearly Adderall, so that they can all be super focused up. As they're about to go out and start killing everybody, Allie walks across the street to tell the FBI to come in and raid, and they do. They throw flashbangs into the basement, and they kill or arrest everybody. It was a really good scene. It was kind of slow motion-y, so it wasn't like super raucous. It was just a cleansing moment, kind of. It was really cool. We see Kai getting taken away into custody, and he sees Allie outside, and he calls her a rat and says he's gonna kill her. And oh my goodness, it was quite the intense scene. I thought that was really good. And Beverly, again, she is doing Adina Porter. She does a fantastic job through this whole season, just as good as Kai's performance. We see Allie running the butchery, fully involved in the career that she should have been fully involved in to begin with. Now, Beverly comes in and tries to get a reservation, but they're completely full up because Allie is doing her job now. Great job, Allie. Her and Bev sit down, have a meal. They have wine poured for them by Allie's new girlfriend. Allie turns down somebody who wants to take a picture with her and lets her know that she's kind of trying to put the past behind her. She sits down with Bev. Bev informs her that Kai pled guilty to everything, with the exception of the murder of Ivy. And Allie's like, nope, saw it happen. Totally, he did that. Bev kind of tries to get her to come out and say that she killed Ivy, and, you know, maybe that's the reporter in Bev. Bev, who is now a bartender at a place called the Flamin' Lips, which kind of sounds like it's probably a strip club, but who knows. Kai pled guilty to everything so that he could avoid the death penalty. They say that he's so narcissistic that there's no way he could let anybody else take the credit for what he's done, which lines up with most cult leaders. That is how they respond to things. She tells Bev that Ivy's last words were, I love you, I'm sorry, protect our son, which we know is not the truth. Ivy was being quite tart with her when she finally passed. She tells Bev that now I'm living. We also have a mention of Lana Winters, hello, and I was like, yes. We're at Oz's birthday party, and they get a phone call, and she's turning down an interview with Rachel Maddow. And Bev's like, well, if she's not going to talk to Lana Winters, then she's definitely not going to talk to Rachel Maddow. And I was like, that's fantastic. I love that you did that. Get a phone call from Mr. Kai himself, who is in prison. He's using his tie with the guard who we saw him talking to in the beginning of the episode, who he is also banging, and he just tells her, I'm stronger in here. You gave me a blessing by putting me in prison, and now I've got a full army that's just waiting to get out, and as soon as we get out, we're coming for you. And he screams at her, and it is chilling. He is doing such a fantastic job in this role, and I love every second of it, even though he's terrifying. Next, we see him banging the guard, and he's watching the news, and it turns out Loomis is running for his Senate seat. I was like, yes, 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 yes. We see Allie's campaign video in which she essentially calls both the Democratic and the Republican Party cults, and that she is running as an independent to bring down the cults that control all of us. We find out that she's trailing in polls. People don't think she is very strong and that she lacks experience. She says that that is just fear speaking within them. And then she says, why are people more scared of a strong woman than they are of clowns? We see Kai getting all nudie, and then we see his follower Rimshot come into the room, who's gotten all of the same tattoos as Kai. And then Kai just shanks him. He stabs him like 10 times. And the prison guard lady that he's been banging is in the room, and he's changing out their clothes. And then they decide to take his face off, and Ty takes a cheap shot at her weight, and she's like, I struggle with my food choices. But it's just a very Kai moment for him to say something like that. Kai escapes from prison, and because he shanked the dude who got the same tattoos as him and got his face taken off, the public believes that he is dead. Allie and Beverly definitely know that he is not, though. When they start talking about how the press thinks that he's dead, and Bev asks Allie if she wants to go through with it, and she's like, yes. So the debate starts, and Allie looks really great in this debate. The other senator kind of interrupts her, which again is harkening back to the actual debates. She says, this is my spot, stop interrupting me. And he's like, okay. And then we get another question for Little Miss Allie, and it is Kai. He says, I am Councilman Kai Anderson, and he's got some blue shirts there with him. He goes up to the stage and punches the sitting senator in the face, and I guess knocks him out, and goes up to Allie and puts a gun to her head. One of the things that Allie says throughout this is, I've been called shrill, I've been called hysterical, I've been called a snowflake, but let me tell you something, if there are millions of snowflakes, they're gonna make a blizzard. Kai says that she is a symbol that women can one day be equal. He goes through a list of things that she is a symbol of, like a symbol that women can get paid as much as men, that women shouldn't be catcalled, and all these other things that have been kind of in the media more lately as far as like feminism is concerned. These are issues that feminists have with the powers that be. She's not having it. She's not scared of him. Kai starts trying to empty his magazine into Allie's face, but there's no bullets in it because apparently he didn't check that before he walked in, and our prison guard lady has given him an empty gun. Allie had the guard in her pocket. They had a conversation at the butchery where she's like, he's going to prey on your insecurities. She asks her if he makes a lot of comments about her weight, which we know he does. And she's like, yeah. She says that divine ruler stuff really turns me off. Like, duh. He says, say something, say something. And she's kind of quietly staring at him, stoke his balls. And she's like, you were wrong, Kai. The only thing more scary than a humiliated man is a nasty woman. And then Beverly shoots him in the head. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I'm so excited that that happened. I'm so excited that Beverly's the one who took him out. Allie orchestrated all of this, and Beverly did the business, and I was down with that. Beverly's back, she's been so downtrodden for like, 4 episodes now? But she's back, baby, and she's ready to bust some heads together or apart into pieces. Allie wins the election. After that's announced, she goes in and she's tucking in Oz, a nice little like wrap up for everything. She gives Oz this elephant stuffed animal. It felt like symbolism for Ivy for me, like this is something that he uses to comfort him, to remind him of his other mother, Ivy. And then she gives him Twisty the Clown, which, if you remember, Winter gave him several episodes ago. So those two people who died because of Kai are there comforting Oz in my view. I think that's why that was put in there. He asks her if she's going to be able to boss people around. She says it's more like leading people and setting a good example. And then she says, you know, Erica's going to stay here with you tonight. That's her new girlfriend. And I got to go to a meeting. He's like, a meeting with other politicians? She's like, no, just women who, want to be empowered. And he's like, oh. And she's like, not like Kai at all. She asks Oz to be a better man for the future. And he says, I will. And he's just so adorable. It just breaks your heart. In the final shot of the scene, we're close up on Allie's face. And she's just dusting nothing onto her face. It didn't look like any makeup was getting applied. But she's got a big poof brush. And she's just staring dead while she applies this stuff. And it's really eerie. And pretty much as soon as she said I was going to go meet up with a bunch of women, I was like, got it, know what's happening. You see her pull up the green hood of a scum cloak. So now at the finale, the absolute last part of this amazing season is Allie as the leader of a cult. And oh boy, this episode is great. I will probably sit down and watch it again before I go to sleep. Man, this is top tier. I really enjoyed it. I didn't feel like the social commentary, the political commentary was too much really at any point. Being a show that deals consistently with the current political spectrum, I didn't feel like they were ham-fisted or heavy-handed really most of the time. Like, there's so many references throughout the season to things that have happened over the past year in the United States. It was great, man. This season was great. I'm in love with the fact that this final episode did not ruin it. I know that a lot of people were scared of that. I was pretty confident for most of the time that it was going to stay on track and stay on task and get us where we needed to be, and it really, really delivered. It was so good. I really, really love this season. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm excited to watch it all over again. Leave me a comment down below with your favorite kill scene in American Horror Story Cult, because there were a lot of them. Give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video or watching my videos as this season unfolded. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to hear about more nerdy things from me. I do more than just cover American Horror Story, if that's the only reason you're here. I do a couple of other TV shows, and we'll probably pick something up soon to replace American Horror Story and Inhumans. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're only here for American Horror Story, I'll catch you next year when it comes out, because I'll definitely be covering it again.